Well, tell your story, man.
I'm from Eastern Maryland. I'm from the Hilltop. You know, I grew up in Annapolis. My mom was she was addicted. My dad was addicted. He was killed by police early in my life, where I don't even remember him, right? And you know, and since then I had like a great hate for the police. You know what I mean? Still do a little bit, but it's a little better now, you know. But growing up in Annapolis, it was being from the country. It was kind of hard at first, you know. Man, a lot of fighting. Had to prove that you belong. You know, got with a crew that I loved dearly. It was a few of us. We all was like one parent people. You know what I mean? My little cousin, you know, Lemont. He was in the Naps. That's my little brother. I love him dearly. And it was a few of us. And the easiest thing for us to do was hustle. You know what I mean? We didn't like school, and but we like to have things. We like to do things that we hung with a lot of older people. You know, that sold drugs and used drugs and made it look cool. You know what I mean? So we tried to fit in. You know what I mean? So we started using different drugs from a early age. Started from weed, you know what I mean, coke, water, you know what I mean, PCP, and what really like took my life over was heroin. You know, heroin was a thing that I was in the Bywater neighborhood, and a lot of kids down there didn't deal with it. So it was like a thing I used to try to keep to myself, you know what I mean? But other friends outside the neighborhood knew it, and it was accepted at the time, you know. And I never really got a habit at a young age, but as I got older and I went to prison, you know, and in prison, a young man, his first time in prison with a nice amount of time, tried to take his mind off of reality, jumped into that in there heavy, you know what I mean? Just to get out of what's going on around me, man. You know, prison is rough.
So just
spot.
real quick for the
Yeah.
listeners who don't know, a lot of listeners listening to this, and they probably said, well, you were in prison. How did you get those drugs? Let them know about that.
In prison, you got corrupt police. You got people looking the other way. You got people cheeking it. You know, they coming in with it. You know, so it's there. It's there. So, you know, even in prison, you got to be, if you're an addict and you're in prison, you still got to be careful because it's there. You know what I mean? Almost more than on the street because it's right next to you most of the time, you know. So when I came home, I did like 10 years. I came home, and you would think that a person with a sensible mind would like, that's it.
Right.
But not me. I came out and went even harder. You know what I mean? I feel as though these people owe me something now. You know what I mean? So I went harder selling. I went harder using, and then it just became about using. You know what I mean? It became about pure using. And I went back in a couple of times, but this last time, what got me 3 years clean today is that I was in a program in Baltimore, and I had overdose. It was a year-long program, and I had overdose in the program, right? And some guys had to use Narcan. You know what I mean? If anybody don't know what Narcan is, it's something that they use to, if you overdose on fentanyl, opiates, some type of way, it can possibly help you come out of your overdose. Not guaranteed, but it's possible. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, you know what I mean? For anybody that's using opiates now or around people, please keep Narcan with you because it's important. You know? So they sent me to a 30-day rehab from that overdose, and I came back and I completed the year program. And what really touched me was when my sister told me that. Well, my sister told my girlfriend for real, like the hardest thing I would ever have to hear would be that my brother died from an overdose. You know what I mean? And I'm like 49 at the time. You know what I mean? I'm like 49 at the time, and being the person that like to do things and have things, I know if I kept going down that path, I would never have nothing.
Right.
I would never have nothing. You know what I mean? So in order to start changing my life, I had to change everything. The people I hang with.
Right.
You know what I mean? The places I go. You know what I mean? The things that I do. Right. And when I was caught up in addiction, I would never thought that doing these new things would be so exciting and so fun because I'm used to that. I've been shit for over 30 years now. You know what I mean? But like I said, these past 3 years been remarkable. You know what I mean? I work for the state. I would never thought that.
Wow.
You know what I
You
mean?
went from state property to working for the state.
Wow. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Hey, big up.
Yeah. You know what
Big
I mean?
up. Yeah.
I working for $2 a day in that place. You know what I mean? And in life now it's just so easy, man. You know what I mean? You would never thought that being sober, working from a 9 to 5, would be such enjoyment from having money, doing what you want to do.
Right.
But you know they can easily take. They can't take this shit I'm making. Excuse my language. They can't take that now.
Right.
You know what I mean? But it all helps with these guys right here, man. 'Cause we together, we're a team, man.
Right.
And we help people every day, man. You know what I mean? And that's the biggest thing about we help people every day, man. No matter who you is, where you come from, what color you is, what language you speak, we got interpreters.
Yeah.
This man right here is Puerto Rican himself. So that's what it is. He's Puerto Rican, man. So he might, yeah.
I got a question.
Yes, sir.
So what advice, we have a lot of listeners that are at ECI on lockdown right now. What advice would you have for those brothers who don't see a way right now? They got a lot of time on them. Like, what advice would you give them about their journey for wanting to get clean?
They got programs in jails now. I've been seeing that they got peer support programs in jail down Jessup now. You could become a peer with life. You know what I mean? And help maybe a young brother that come in, you know what I mean, that's struggling with that addiction. Because most kids that go to prison is drug related or they got drugs in them some type of way. And it's not just weed no more. It's a lot of kids using pills. And a lot of things, I've been expressing that these rappers be talking about using that stuff. And it make it seem so cool to these kids, but it's not.
Right.
These people millionaires. You living with your mother.
Right.
So you can't afford that habit, man. And if you're in prison, stay in them law books, man, because the courts mess up all the time. You know what I mean? You can give some of that time back, but you can't do it if you're chasing drugs in there.
Right.
Or chasing gang activity. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? And prison way different from when I went in. You know what I mean? When I went in, it was like one gang, and that would be Jeff. It was older guys.
Right.
These young guys now, you know, I never want to go back.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I know none of these gentlemen want to. You know what I mean? Norman, Michael, he like playing football.
Hey, Jay, let me tell you a story real quick. Appreciate that, cool. Yeah. Powerful stories, man.
Yeah.
Powerful.